Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm Barbara. Today we are back at the outside garden. You guys know I did a video about a week ago and we had started putting up some cattle panel trellis for the tomatoes. So we are back at it again. Just to refresh your memory, last time we were able to get up one 16-foot panel. And so the goal is to finish it today and have the panels going all the way down. I was able to prune about half of the row of tomatoes. The rest of the row is looking quite wild. And so the goal is to get that done today. And so if we are able to get the cattle panel trellis all the way down the row, it's a 100-foot row, and get the rest of the tomatoes pruned, that will be success. So hubby and son are hard at it at work. I'm going to join in and help them where I can, but let me show you what's going on. And then of course, peep the garden when I turn this camera around. The garden is looking lush and green and I love it. Okay, let's take a look. Okay guys, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 panels up. We're down to the last 2. So a couple of things. When they went to go put in the second panel, it wasn't like buttoned up the way it needed to. And my husband found out that the panels he had to flip it over. Basically, the first panel he did at the top, the spaces were smaller, the little squares were smaller. At the bottom, they're bigger. So he had to kind of match that in order for it to work. So again, it's our first time doing it. You live and you learn. But I can attest to the fact that once you do it one time, then it'll be much easier the second time because you've already done it. You know what to do. You know what to look out for. So again, he had kind of just put the panels up together and they were not the same. So let me kind of flip you around. And again, I hope that, because right now we have the smaller squares up at the top, the bigger squares at the bottom. I hope it doesn't matter. Don't y'all write in and hurt my feelings and tell me it does matter, because I can't even imagine doing this over. And I'm not really the one doing it. My husband is. And y'all, my hair, I've sweated it out, so you can just see my hair just turns curly when it gets wet. So let me turn you around and let you see what we've done. Okay, you can see my son, he's holding up one. So you can see that the squares at the top are smaller. I don't know if you can see the ones at the bottom. It's hard for me to kind of get closer without getting in the way and getting too close to the plants as they're trying to put it up. I will tell you, this is just a little sidebar. I did 3 feet in between my rows, and that seemed like a lot of space when I was doing it, and almost feeling like I was wasting space. No, 3 feet is great. May even go further apart when I do it the next time. You need my help, honey? Oh, okay. So he needs my help. So let me go help the boys and we'll see what's going on. Okay, guys, it's the next day. Once again, I had to jump in and help the boys, and it was hard for me to get good shots with us all 3 working, trying to hold the trellis up. It got pretty heavy. We were trying to position it the right way. And then the sun went down, so it went dark. But I went in and cooked dinner and the boys finished it. So it is done. D-O-N-E. I'm so excited, so happy. My first cattle panel trellis for the tomatoes. So let me turn you around so that you can see the final product. It's all the way down. And so now my job is to try to finish pruning the rest of the tomatoes that I didn't get a chance to prune, as well as trying to secure them to the trellis. So let me turn you around, let you see what it looks like. Y'all, can you see? It's all the way down. It is all the way down. Let me see so you can see the trellis going all the way down to the end, from one end to the next. So now, let me see if I can get a little bit closer. So now you can kind of see, with the trellis. So ideally the goal is, again, to prune a lot of these lower leaves and then start securing it to the trellis, so as it grows up we can just keep clipping or tying it with tomato twine. So here are the clips I've been using. Let me see if I can grab one. this is what I've been using inside the hot tunnel. I don't know if it's gonna work for out here. If not, I do have some tomato twine. But these are the clips. They're compostable clips. They've been working really well in the hot tunnel. Of course, in the hot tunnel, I have stakes, and I've been clipping it up as it goes. Trying to just use kind of like the main stem. So I don't know if it'll work for this. I may have to just use some some tomato twine. So I'm gonna finish pruning as much as I can. The tomatoes. Let me see if I can bring you. I'll see if I can bring you closer. It's hard when I'm out here by myself to be able to kind of show you the detail that I'm trying to show you. But basically, when I'm pruning, I'm just kind of like cutting off the lower leaves and then taking off the suckers of the tomato plants, and then trying to clear the bottom way at the bottom. So the reason why you want to take out the lower leaves is so that they'll have some airflow, because as you water, if those lower leaves are there, and that's a great breeding ground for disease and pests and all that good stuff. So that's why I'm trying to keep the bottom lower half of the plant free and clear, and then taking off the suckers, which are the V-shaped part. When you have the stems going, it's just this part right here in the center of the V. If you can see that, taking that off. And this is what I found out this season, this summer, looking at somebody else. You can actually plant these suckers. You can root them in water and get roots, and then put them in soil, and they'll grow a whole new tomato plant. So it's like a free tomato. And so actually I did that with some of my first pruning of the tomatoes. I pulled 3. I did not even put them in water. I just put them in dirt. And y'all, they have taken root, and they're actually growing in my hot tunnel in the container that I use. So I'll show you that before I end this video, so that you can see those tomato cuttings that I did just from suckers. So again, I've taken off a lot of suckers. I don't have the time to keep them, preserve them, and try to make plants out of all of them. But I tried them for those 3. 1 did not root, but 2 of them did, and they look great. I did about a couple of weeks ago, and I think I may have told you guys in the video. I'm not sure. But I'll let you see those plants and see how they're doing. And they're going to go probably in the hot tunnel in the ground this week. Okay, so I'm going to prune a little bit, and then I'll also show you those tomato cuttings. Okay, I did as much as I could. Let me tell you, ideally, you want to put your trellis up before you plant your tomatoes, or anything for that matter that needs to be trellis. I didn't show you guys the video. We trellised in the back of the house. You'll see it when I do the garden tour. We put up a trellis for the cucumbers, and the cucumbers were already in full production. It's not ideal. I got tomatoes at the further end of the row. They are literally laying on the ground, laden with tomatoes, and trying to get them up on the trellis, get them hooked, tied to it without breaking anything that's not supposed to be broken. Like, it is wild down there. And I've been saying that. My hubby is doing another project, so he's not down here helping me tonight. But as you can see, it's about to get dark. It is so hot here. For those that are new, I'm in zone 7A. I'm in Tennessee. This week, it was like 95 today. And it was like, of course, 115 in the tunnel. And it stayed hot literally it was already 85 at like 8 o'clock this morning. It stayed high and unbearable until like 7. So I've only been out here an hour, and that's all I've gotten done. I have not been able to be out here. I was out in the back of the house first thing this morning to water, but I have not been able to do anything in the greenhouse today. It has been just unbearably hot. I don't even know what the heat index was. So yes, if you are doing trellising for cucumbers, tomatoes, ideally you want to put your trellis up before you have your plants. But I knew that, but I did not have the opportunity to do that. It was either wait for the trellis or wait on the plants. And I decided to wait on the trellis and put my plants in the ground. Okay. So I say all that to say that yes, there is an ideal way. There is a perfect way. There is a better way. But sometimes we don't have that luxury. Don't let it stop you from growing your garden, right? Don't let it stop you. So it's going to take me a little bit extra work because I didn't have that in place. But imagine if I was just putting my tomatoes in the ground. And remember, I started from seed. There was only so long I could keep them in the pots. I was already in 5-inch pots. So they had to get in the ground. So again, next year, it'll already be up, right? Well, I probably won't put tomatoes in the same spot, but hopefully it will already be up wherever they're going. So again, not ideal. So before I end the video, let me show you my tomato cuttings that I got from Suckers. I want you to see that. And it's like having free tomato plants. And again, if you're tight on budget and you have more time or you have more space and you want to plant more tomatoes, then just take your Suckers. You know, if you've let them go to where they're like, pretty long and they're pretty established, then just root them and you get a whole new tomato plant for free. Who doesn't want free tomato plants? I do. So let me show you those right quick. Okay, so probably not the best time to show you because I haven't watered yet, but let me show you one that doesn't look that bad. That is a brand new tomato plant. That is a tomato cutting. You can just, and I don't even know what kind of tomato it is because I had all the Suckers on the ground and I just grabbed one. And I don't know which tomato plant it came from. But y'all look. That's a whole tomato plant. When I started it, it was probably like right here or whatever. I just put it in this container. I didn't put it in water for let it root. I just put it in the dirt. And look at that. It can grow in the ground. I have another one. It looks a little wilty because it hasn't had any water and was really hot in the greenhouse today. I'm actually about to water everything now. So hold on a second. Here's the other one. It looks puny, but it was looking healthy yesterday. And as soon as I water, it'll be fine in the morning. It just got really hot in here today and they haven't been watered. So I'm about to put this in some water. But again, a whole brand new tomato plant for free. For free. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. I'm so glad I got my trellis done. Got some free tomato plants that I can put in the ground this week. And so we are on our way with tomatoes. We're hoping and praying and believing for a great tomato harvest. I told you last year I had some tomatoes, but it wasn't a lot, as many as I had hoped. So definitely expecting more this year. So thank you guys. Please subscribe to my channel. And remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time.